Athabascan men would learn these paths and then set up fences along them. Those would herd the animals into a small area where snares would capture the individual hoof or antler of an animal, then it was easily killed. Another way of hunting the caribou was by snowshoe. Athabascan men would put on a pair of snowshoes like this pair here. These allowed them to run across the snowtop while the caribou sank in, then they could easily overpower a herd of caribou. Modern snowshoes are still modeled after the ones that the Athabascan people made and used. These are made of the birch wood and tied together with moose hide. But the caribou hide was very valuable. We do have a caribou hide right here. Caribou hair is hollow, making it very insulating and also very lightweight. These hides were used to make mattresses. Spruce branches were laid down and it was covered with a caribou hide that made a very comfortable mattress. And those mattresses are still used today at fish camp. But these hides were also used to make structures like this one over here. Today we call this a portable skin hide, but the early Athabascans would take spruce branches, peel them, and then bend them into the desired dome shape. The caribou hides were stretched over top, and everything was tied together with moose hide. When it was time to move on, this entire structure would be packed up and taken with them. It was far too valuable to leave behind. So now you can say, you've seen the very first mobile home. Further back in the woods, we have two smaller structures. Those are what the Athabascan men would use on their hunting trips. They are called double lean-tos, and they're covered with spruce branches, and that helps shed the falling rain. But all three of the structures are structurally made with the spruce tree, and that's because, as you can probably tell, it's very abundant here in Fairbanks and in the interior of Alaska. But another tree that was very important to the early Athabascans is the birch tree. We don't have any growing in this immediate area, so I'll hold up a stump for you. It's a tall white tree. It has papery bark and small green leaves. But one reason that the birch tree is so important is a fungus that grows on it called punk, P-U-N-K. It's a shelf fungus. It grows on the trunk of birch trees. The Athabascans would actually take the punk off, and they'd have a piece of it like this one here. This is obviously a larger piece, but what the Athabascans would do is, using rocks, drill a hole in the backside of the punk, and then line a caribou hide bag like this one with wet moss and put their punk inside. Inside the hole of the punk, they'd put burning fire embers from their fire, and those would actually smolder for a day or more, and that allowed the Athabascans to carry their campfire from one site to the next. As an added bonus, you can put pieces of punk directly into your campfire, and it'll let off a thick, smudgy smoke that'll keep the mosquitoes away. But another reason that the birch tree is so valued is the birch bark. Back here in the woods, we have a birch bark canoe. Little canoes like that one are very rare because very few people know how to make them. But what the Athabascans did is take birch wood, peel it, steam it, and then bend it into the canoe shape. It was stretched with birch bark and tied together with split spruce roots. The Athabascans made their own tar by mixing spruce pitch, animal fat, and the hair of a moose or caribou, and they put that along the seams, and that helped keep the canoe waterproof. This little canoe back here in the woods could hold about 15 to 16 hunters and 2 to 3 moose. For about 2 seconds. In reality, it would hold 1 to 2 hunters. Birch bark was also used to make birch bark baskets like this one here. The women used these baskets to store, prepare, and finally cook their food. But as you can guess, this is flammable. You can't just put this over your fire. So to cook the food, the women would put their water, roots, berries, and meat inside, and then they had to begin the long and tedious process of rotating hot rocks from the campfire in and out, in and out. It would come to a slow boil several hours later. I'm sure you can understand why I appreciate my microwave. share with you is a birch bark baby basket. Mama would line the bottom of the basket with rabbit fur or moss, then she'd strap baby in with these moose-hide straps. Mama continued on her working day, but when baby did what babies are known to do best, Mama would take baby out, dump the soiled contents, and start all over. So here we do have our very first earth-friendly, biodegradable baby diaper. Unfortunately, this does conclude our guided tour today. I hope I'm leaving you with the understanding the Athabascan Indian people were a very skilled and resourceful group of people. They overcame a lot in order to survive. I'm very proud of my Alaska Native heritage, and I do enjoy sharing it with you folks. I want to ask you to take all of this information home, share it with your friends and family, convince them to come visit me. I get lonely in January and February. But right now you have free time. You head along the path that we just came from. If you keep following it, you'll end up at a dog yard where Brent Sass, he's actually a finisher of the Iditarod sled race. He'll be back there. He has dogs if you want to take pictures, and he'll also answer any questions. Also along that path is the Tannaw River, if you wanted to get a better look at that. Just along this path, there's the moose cabin with the parka. There will be somebody modeling it. Up here by the boat, we have a cabin titled the Post Office. Dave Munson will be there signing the book Granite. Directly behind us is the fish camp. I'm going to head